Namaskara. What you see behind me is one of the marvels of Hoysala architecture. I am in Halebeedu, a place close to Hassan in the state of Karnataka in India. Come along, let us go have a closer look at this wonderful architecture. I'm sure you will enjoy it.
Halebeedu is a small town located in the Belur Taluk of Hassan district, Karnataka. It is situated at the junction of the Malnad region or the hills of the Western Ghats with the Maidan region or the Eastern Plains. The river Yagachi, a tributary of Hemavati, was drawn through an artificial channel to Halebeedu, which runs 9 kilometers from Ranankatta to Mallikarjunapura before reaching its huge lake Dwarasamudra towards the east of the capital, which looks like an ocean when full. Known as Dwarasamudra in inscriptions, Halebeedu was the chief capital of the Hoysalas, a major dynasty that ruled over the southern parts of Karnataka between the 11th and 13th century CE and have left behind a cultural legacy that includes over 1,500 temples built in a period of 200 years. During their heyday, more than 60 temples were decorated in and around the capital. The successive invasions of Malik Kafur in 1311 and 1328 left the capital and the temples in ruins. The Hoysala kings ruled southern India during the period 1100 to 1343 CE from their capital Belur and later in Halebeedu. They developed a unique style of architecture called the Hoysala architecture in the Karnataka state. The finest examples of their architecture are the Channakeshwara temple in Belur, Hoysaleswara temple in Halebeedu, and the Keshava temple in Somnathpura. The modern interest in Hoysalas is due to their patronage of art and architecture rather than their military conquest. The temple building throughout the kingdom was accomplished despite constant threats from the Pandyas to the south and others in the north. Their architectural style, an offshoot of the Western Chalukya style, mesmerizes one and all. In and around Halebeedu, numerous Hindu and Jain temples have been found by painstaking work done by the archaeologists. What they uncovered fascinated the world and made Indians proud of their heritage. The views of the mounds before and after excavation at the Nagavireshwara temple complex is an example of their hard work. The map of Dwarasamudra shows numerous temple sites within Halebeedu, the Hoysaleswara temple complex being the most famous and majestic among them all. The map shows other complexes in and around the temple like the palace ground, the Jain Bastis, and the Nagaveshwara temples, the Gudaleshwara temples, and others. We will be having a close look at the Hoysaleswara temple complex. Karnataka is considered the cradle of temple architecture in India. It is the birthplace of a variety of major temple styles such as the early Chalukyan, that is 500 to 750 CE, the Rashtrakuta 753 to 972 CE, the late Chalukyan 973 to 1200 CE, the Hoysala 1006 to 1346 CE, and the Vijayanagar 1336 to 1565 CE. The early experiments in building temples were carried out by the early Chalukyan rulers at Aihole, Pattadakal and Badami, resulting in the evolution of two major styles of India, namely the Dravidian style and the Rekha Prasad style. Many temples were built by Chalukyas can be seen at Badami and its neighborhood. Subsequently, the Chalukyas of Kalyani, that is the Bidar district, evolved a cruciform plan of the temple, which the Hoysalas further developed into a stellate one. The early Chalukyas introduced niches and a limited number of wall projections or badras. The Hoysala architects produced a stellate plan which increased the number of offsets to provide space for large number of figures or sculptures in the walls and emphasize vertical lines in the tower or shikara. In plan and elevation, the Hoysala temple deviated from earlier southern temple model. Instead of constructing a single Garbhagriha attached to a pillared hall or Navaranga, Via a vestibule, the Hoysala architects attach more than one cell or garbhagriha, each with its own vestibule or antarala, and to a common pillared hall or navaranga, which often had three entrance porches or mukhamantapas. The ground plan of the Vimana consisted of the Garbhagriha and Sukhanasi laid out in a series of points to produce a star shape, which was obtained by rotating the square on its common center. The number of angular displacements depending upon the number of points needed in the star. The platform or Jagati on which the temple stands follows closely the stellate shape of the superstructure. It serves both as a place for circumambulation or pradakshina and a path for inspecting the ornate facade. The high plinth or adhisthana, embellished with successive bands of animals, foliage, dancers, etc., are in one plane. The wall surface or jhanga is embellished with sculptures which gladdens one's heart and also displays the exquisite skills of the artisans during the Hoysala period. The Hoysala temple is described as a beautiful carved jewel box. Each facade of the wall stands out as an independent piece of art panel. The Hoysala kings ruled over parts of southern Deccan, especially the territory between the rivers Kaveri and Tungabhadra, from 1006 CE to 1346 CE. The first ruler of the Hoysala dynasty was Nripakama, who became independent of the Ganga overlords. His son Vinaya Aditya conquered the territories known as Alvakeda and Konkan, but shifted his capital from Saskapura to Bellur. Vinaya Aditya's son Eriyanga was succeeded by his son Balala. He was followed by his brother Vishnuvardhana, also called Bittideva. He is considered to be one of the greatest rulers of the Hoysala dynasty. He captured Talakad, a Chola stronghold, and also declared himself independent of the Chalukyas of Kalyani after the death of Vikramaditya VI. Originally a Jaina by birth, Vishnuvardhana is said to have been converted to Vaishnavism under the influence of Ramanuja. He is credited with consecrating 5 images of Narayana, including those at Bellur and Talakad. Vishnuvardhana was succeeded by his son Narasimha I. He defeated the Kadambas of the Banavasi but was engaged in skirmishes with the Chalukyas of Kalyani. He was followed by an able ruler named Veeraballa II. He regained all what his predecessors had lost and also annexed additional territory after defeating Billamma, the ruler of Devagiri. He took the title Maharaja Adhiraja. He was succeeded by Narasimha II. Narasimha was succeeded by Someshwara and he in turn by Narasimha III. The frequent attacks by the Sevanas of Devagiri in the north and the Pandyas in the south weakened the Hoysala kingdom. Narasimha's successor, Ballala III, tried to consolidate the Hoysala kingdom but was unsuccessful. Malik Kafur, the commander of the Delhi Sultanate, attacked the Hoysala territory and forced the king to buy his freedom by paying heavy ransoms. In the third attack by the Muslim invaders, Ballala was defeated and killed. This brought an end to the Hoysala dynasty. The Channakeshwara temple at Belur and the Halebeedu temple suffered heavy damage owing to the attacks by Malik Kafur. We will be seeing the damage caused by him during the course of this video. The Hoysala dynasty is said to be named after the words Hoysala, meaning strike Sala, which were apparently called out to Sala, the legendary head of this dynasty, when he was combating a tiger single-handedly. Sala kill the tiger, and this act of bravery was immortalized in the royal emblem of the dynasty. The main architect credited with the construction of the Hoysaleswara temple was Kedar Roja. Other artists mentioned at the Hoysaleswara temple are Manibalika, Mabala, Balanna, Ketana, Bama, Balika and Revoja. It is supposed that guilds built the temple. Ketamalla Dandanayaka was the person who sponsored the temple's construction. The temple was built in the honor of King Vishnuvardhana and his queen Shantala Devi. The skilled artisans used techniques like lathe-turned pillars to create the temple sculptures. The artisans received land grants as compensation for their contributions according to historical inscriptions. The temple complex is spread over 7 hectares. Currently, it houses the magnificent temple area and a museum which houses artifacts from the Halebeedu temple complex and artifacts and inscriptions from other Hoysala sites. The sculptures were carved out of steatite or soapstone procured from Turvikere and Hassan. Soapstone is a soft metamorphic rock composed primarily of the mineral talc known for its unique soapy feel. Its softness allows for intricate carvings to be done on the stone, which the artisans were a master at. Soapstone is used since ancient times for carving because it is soft and also it becomes hard when heated. They also used interlocking system to hold the structure together. No cementing material was used. The archaeological department have applied cementing material in the recent years. The pillars and statues were polished to such a level that your reflection could be seen. They used abrasive material like emery to achieve this shine. A fascinating story is told by the guides that revolve around the legendary artist Jakanachari, who has been credited with the temple's construction. He was born at Kridapura village in Tumkur district of Karnataka. He was extremely dedicated to his craft and this led to him severing family ties. Unknown to Jakanacharya, his wife gave birth to a son, Dankanacharya, who went on to become a well-known artist himself. At Belur, he found a flaw in the figure made by Jakanacharya and this enraged Jakanacharya, who challenged him to prove that the sculpture was flawed, vowing to sever his hands if proven correct. Jakanacharya showed the flaw and also a frog was seen living within the sculpture. Keeping with his promise, Jakanacharya cut off his right hand. Legend has it, it was restored by the Lord Vishnu later on. Scholars feel that it is highly unlikely that Jakanachari was involved in the construction of the Hoysaleswara temple, as the temple was constructed in the early 12th century, while the story of Jakanachari was from a much later period, that is, the mid-13th century period. The scholars have proposed that Jakanachari could have belonged to a guild of artisans who built the temples of this era. Also, the name of Jakanachari is not mentioned in any of the inscriptions at the Hoysala temple, while others have been mentioned. Some scholars have suggested that the name Jakanachari may have been derived from the terms Dakshinachari or Tenkanachari, meaning sculpture of the southern region or the south.